Hey everyone, have you ever stared at a totally blank document, just kind of paralyzed, wondering how to even begin formatting your paper? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to demystify MLA formatting. We're going to break it down step by step to take you from that intimidating blank page to a perfectly polished, super professional paper. So here's the game plan. First, we're going to tackle the why. Why does MLA even matter? Then we'll get into the nuts and bolts of formatting your actual document. After that, we'll dive into citing your sources, both in your text and on the Works Cited page. We'll even explore the new frontier, how to cite AI. And to wrap it all up, we'll go through a quick checklist to make sure you're totally good to go. I know. I can really feel like a bunch of random, complicated rules, right? Like, why do you have to care about margins and indentations and all these specific citation styles? It is a totally fair question. And the answer, believe it or not, gets to the very heart of what makes your academic work credible. And that leads us straight into our first section. Because understanding why MLA is so important is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. This isn't just about following the rules for the sake of it. It's about you building a reputation as a scholar people can trust. The number one reason, and it's a big one, is to avoid this: plagiarism. And listen, it doesn't matter if it's on purpose or a complete accident. Using someone else's work without giving them credit is a huge deal in the academic world. Learning MLA is basically your best shield against plagiarism. But it's about more than just staying out of trouble. Check out this quote from the Purdue Online Writing Lab. Using MLA shows you're accountable. It's like you're showing your work in math class. It proves you've done the research and you're being honest about where your ideas came from. That's how you build trust with anyone who reads your work. Okay, time to get our hands dirty. Let's actually build the blueprint for your paper. These next few steps are going to give your document that clean, professional look instructors are looking for. And the best part? You can set all this up in Google Docs or Microsoft Word before you write a single sentence. It's super easy. All right, let's lock in the 4 basics. First, your font. Just pick something clean and readable, like Times New Roman, and set it to 12 point. Easy. Second, double spacing. In both Word and Google Docs, just find the line spacing tool in the toolbar and set it to 2.0 for the whole document. Third, margins. Go to your page setup options and make sure they're set to 1 inch on all 4 sides. And finally, the easiest one of all, just hit the tab key once at the beginning of every paragraph. That's it. Next up, the header. This goes on every page. You're going to go to the Insert menu and look for header or page number. Choose the option for the top right. Then just type your last name, hit the spacebar once, and then insert the automatic page number. The software takes it from there. You never have to touch it again. Now, on your very first page, and only the first page, you need this little block of info in the top left corner. It's just 4 lines, all double-spaced like the rest of your paper. Your name, your instructor's name, the name of the course, and the date. Right after that info block, just hit Enter 1 time, click the Center Alignment button, and type out your title. Use standard title case, but, and this is a really common mistake, do not bold it, don't underline it, don't make the font bigger, just type it. MLA is all about that clean, simple look. So, your paper is set up and looks fantastic. Now let's talk about weaving in your research. This is where in-text citations come into play. You can think of them as little signposts right inside your sentences that tell your reader, hey, this idea came from somewhere else, and you can find the full details at the end of the paper. And what's really cool is that there are basically just 2 ways to do it. Take a look at the left. If you say the author's name in your sentence, like according to Edward W. said, then all you need is the page number in parentheses at the end. But on the right, if you don't use the author's name in the sentence itself, you just put their last name and the page number inside the parentheses. That's really all there is to it. So, every single source you point to with those in-text citations has to show up on your Works Cited page. This is the very last page of your paper, and it acts like a research Rolodex, giving your reader all the info they need to find the exact books, articles, or websites you used. Now, this might look a little intimidating, but this is the best part of modern MLA. Instead of memorizing a million different rules, you just have this one flexible template. You just go down the list and fill in whichever of these 9 elements apply to your source. And, by the way, a container is just the bigger thing your source is inside of. Like a journal is the container for an article, or a website is the container for a web page. Let's see it in action. It's like putting together a puzzle. Here we have the author. Then the title of the source, which is the article title, in quotation marks. Next comes the title of the container, the name of the journal in italics. After that, you've got the volume and issue number, the publication date, and finally the location. In this case, the page numbers. You just fill in the pieces you have in order. You know, technology never stops, and citation styles have to evolve right along with it. Probably the biggest question I hear from students right now is about generative AI, like ChatGPT. Well, the good news is MLA has given us some really clear rules, so let's walk through them. So let's imagine this scenario. You're stuck on a concept, and you use ChatGPT to help you break it down or brainstorm some ideas. And then you use some of that output in your paper. You absolutely 100% have to cite it. So how do you do that? Here it is. This is the exact format. For the title of source, you actually describe the prompt that you used. Then you list the tool, ChatGPT, as the container. You follow that with the version, the publisher, which is OpenAI, the date you used it, and the URL. And look at this. When we break that citation down using our 9 core elements, you can see how perfectly it fits the template. The title of source is just your prompt, the container is ChatGPT, and then you have the version, publisher, date, and location. It's a really logical and consistent system. Okay, but I have to give you a really, really important warning here. You can and should cite AI when you use it, but you are still the scholar. You are responsible for your work. AI tools can sometimes hallucinate, which is a nice way of saying they can just make things up. They can invent sources that look totally real but don't exist. So please, always, always double check and verify any source an AI gives you. Your credibility is on the line. Wow, we've covered a ton of ground. So before you click that submit button, it is always a smart move to do one last final pass. Let's run through a super quick credibility checklist to make sure your paper is absolutely ready to go. All right, let's do a final lightning round. Are your margins 1 inch, your font 12 point, and everything double-spaced? Check. Got your last name and page number in the header on every single page? Check. Is all your info on the first page correct? Is your title centered but not bolded? Do you have an in-text citation for every quote and every paraphrase? Is your Works Cited page alphabetized correctly? And finally, did you properly cite any AI you used? If you can say yes to all of that, you are in fantastic shape. So you see, by mastering these guidelines, you're doing so much more than just following rules. You're participating in an academic conversation. You're showing respect for the work of others, and you're building your own authority. Your paper is polished. Your research is solid. Now, you're ready to share your ideas with the world, with complete confidence and credibility.